Hello everyone, this is Thomas Pepin, NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin and let's play some NHL. Continuing the franchise mode series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs, we're on season 18, episode 5. We are 61 games into the season. We sit at 43, 12, and 6, and I was just thinking, I think the owner goal was 50, so it's 52 wins. And we're at 43. So 9 more to go with how many games? 21. So we basically have to go 500 to meet that goal, which is extremely likely. The sellout thing, like I've said before, there's no chance that we're going to get that because the game screws you over, and it's impossible. So anyways, yeah, the plan for this stream, I would like to do the rest of the regular season and playoffs, but we'll see how far we can get. Since there's not much to do in terms of work at all, is basically injuries and managing the lines and stuff. Otherwise, there's nothing else. So hopefully it'll be relatively quick. So far, Gosselin hasn't done better than our other goalies that we previously had, but he's winning. So that counts for something, I guess. The one thing, I wish I knew how many shots per game we were facing. Because then like, let's say, for example, you're only facing like 12 shots a game. Well, if they have, or sorry, let's say it's, let's say it's like 12, 13 shots a game, and you have 2 goals against. Well, yeah, as a save on a save percentage basis, that's poor. But if your team's only being scored on twice per game, you're gonna be doing perfectly fine. So I don't know. And yeah, you can't really necessarily blame a goalie if they're only facing like um, 12 shots in a game to stop all of them. It's super difficult because you're playing cold basically. Anywho. A lot of guys going on waivers. Two-way defender, was a first rounder. He's got almost everything we're looking for. This is cap hit. We can afford it, but we've got other guys. And he expires at the end of the year, so we won't have any value out of him. So, no thank you. Florida, this is close. Florida, 28 and 31, 24. So Florida's the lesser team. So Gosselin stays in. Concussion. So he'll be back for the playoffs, but that's a long-term injury. All right. So is that what I do? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he hasn't really produced playing as a forward, but I mean, plus minus is good, so he hasn't done anything negative at least. Okay, so now who goes where? 10 points, 10 points, 15, 23, 6, 19. So he deserves more than what he's getting. Him probably less than what he's getting, so we'll do that. Uh, How do we do this? $1053. Oops. So Sarno on his off wing, Heward there. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that looks good to me. Okay, so Sarno, Heward. I think we'll have to do... Oh, wait, because we want the first line to be not a negative. It works with Threlfall. Does it work with Taves? No. I guess we'll have to go with Threlfall then. Vorobiev and Martins. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not ideal. We would want Renz on one of those, but that's okay. think that's it. Playmaker 24. Nah, not enough going on. Glenn gets back in finally. Holy waivers. $29. Look at all of his X Factor things. So essentially, what that tells me is he hasn't developed at all. Yikes. Or at least up to what is probable, or what should have been his potential. He's not bad. Two-way. Nah, it's not worth it. Oh, just out of interest, I know we haven't done any more scouting, so I don't think if there were changes we would notice, but just want to skim through and see if anything showed up different. All right. So it was upper bowl that we had maintenance for, and I put it up by 2, I believe. So it's still sold out. This one I put up by 2. Go down by 1 and see what happens. Club seats. I don't think I did maintenance for either of those, so those should be correct. Just make sure. Roll, lower bowl. Yeah, so those should be fine. Well, his save percentage has gone up a bit. He's still winning, so that's good news. Oh, back to back. So which team? They have 92. It's definitely Colorado. Yeah. So the goalie should be the same. Nice. See what I mean? Zero sales, and nothing changed. And this happens like twice in a season, and then that makes it impossible to hit that owner goal that they give you. It's stupid. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I mean, maybe if I don't know, maybe it happens at the same date or same game number, and then you could put your prices to something crazy low, and then it wouldn't do it, or I don't know. But I'm not even gonna bother testing because it's a stupid glitch. Oh yeah, it's 52 wins that we need to get, so not yet. Is the right goalie in? I forgot to check. I know I looked at it, but I didn't actually register in my brain. It's funny, I was saying if we won the rest of our games that, well, because I was wondering if we had a chance of breaking um, the record for wins points in a season. And I said that I'd have to win like every single game. And we haven't lost since I started streaming this time. So I don't think it's possible anyways because I think the OT losses make it so that it's not possible. But anyways, it's just funny how we're on a bit of a streak here. 13-4, holy jeez. And he still hasn't lost with us. As I say that, he loses. Whoops. Back-to-back losses. So now he comes out of the net and Glenn comes in. See again, 0 sold. It just makes no sense. So what, that's like 3 times now, I think, in this season. No price change, nothing. Just all of a sudden we get 0 sales. Oh, out of interest, how's this Barrett guy doing since we brought him in? Not well. He's been winning. Save percentage again is bad. I don't get it. What was I just doing? Vorobiev, April 23. So I think that's maybe after the first round that he's hurt until. We have enough depth to handle it, but that's definitely a pretty big injury. Okay, now what do we do? Since we're here already, take a look at their performance. Very good. Almost as good, but not quite. Nine and 15, so not very good. Three points in 11 games. Huh. Nope. Wow, 64 points in 57 games. Basically all assists. It's pretty stellar. I wonder, can he come up and play with us? Balance isn't the best. Rest of his stuff's okay. Strength is a bit low too. So he's a maybe. 11 points in 10 games with us. He was mostly playing NHL. Yeah, this guy's perfect. It's a no-brainer so long as there isn't a better alternative, and I'm pretty sure there won't be. He hasn't even played. Oh, we have 2 Archibalds. That's funny. This guy's got all the same characteristics that we're looking for, but without the performance. Okay, so green it is. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, he's got everything. Cool. So he comes up. How's Demers doing? 57. Man, that is so nuts. 28 goals as a 79 overall. We really got lucky with picking him up. Okay, so Threlfall plays center, so he can easily slot in where Vorobiev was. Then who has performed the best? 51. 71, it's almost certainly him. Just out of interest, how has he done since 40 versus 51? So Wyman goes there. Okay, and we've got Green, I think he was right wing. Not the best at face-offs, but as good as we're going to get. And we're so lucky that Demers is playing so well. Because we could handle maybe one, maybe even two more injuries to, actually, to be honest, we could probably handle three more injuries to forwards and still be okay. Our D's not, well, I think even our D's probably okay. Anyways, so Wyman's now on 2. So Threlfall. Wyman. Is he a play? He is a playmaker. Okay. So Wyman's gonna set up Threlfall. Yeah, we'll still keep it like that. Alright, so then Ortiz goes to the first. Then who goes there? It's gonna have to be a D, I think. 25 points. $30 points, so I guess star now then. Like, did Wyman? Yeah, he did go to the second. And that's Ortiz. Wyman. Demers. It was Vorobiev. So isn't it Taves? So we'll put wait. Railfall Taves. Yeah. Martins. I guess Nicholas back here. Thrillfall. Ooh, he does work. That's lucky. Sweet. Rans, Martins, Thrillfall. Taves. Moss. Wyman. Rans, Martin, Moss. Thrillfall. Taves. Wyman. Ortiz, Demers. Nicholas. Cool. Was that? I think that was an away game, right? Yeah. We're going to have to do maintenance for executive suites just before the playoffs. What was that other one? Club seats. We won't be able to do that one, but maybe during the playoffs, I think, might happen. Actually, maybe Vorobiev is back for the start of the playoffs. It's close. I didn't take a look at the calendar. Once we switch over to April, I'll have a look. Oh, we are in April. Yeah, so maybe halfway through the first round. I forget what date it is. It's either at the end or halfway. Um, did I just see right? Yeah, that Panthers pick, we held on to it. Would have been the second overall pick. And then Flyers, we actually timed it right. That's funny. So Pickerin's back. I should go check and see if there's any away stretch before the playoffs. Yeah, 23, so that's midway through the first round. All right, let's see here. So we could do it after New Jersey, or we could do it after St. Louis. And then we have maintenance going over a home game. I think maybe that's probably smarter because ticket prices in the playoffs are worth more, so then it's less likely to impact our total revenue, I think, just as an idea. So I think that's what we'll do. Oh, and I forgot to put in Pickerainen. Well, at least he'll be back after the first round. All right, now what? So I guess 61 points, 55. Just because we know Ortiz more. Maybe not. 16. How did he do? Since not that good. So let's do this. Can anybody do face-offs? Not really. Okay. It was Taves. Man. $22, $32. It's better anyways. So Sarno is there. Do that. Ryan. That is Sarno. Ryan. Ortiz. We're lucky our depth is so good. So one more injury to forwards and it would start to be less than ideal, but right now it's still perfectly functional. So here it is Sarno, Pikkarainen, Mayers, Heward, Bachman, Barkowski. We lost Taves. Wyman, Renz. Threlfall. Who does Martins play with? Martins plays with Rennes, I think. So we'll do Rennes, Martins, Threlfall, Wyman, Nicholas. Pretty sure he's good enough. Then Threlfall, Sarno, Pikkarainen. It's funny, we've had like 3 Pikkarainens on our team over the years. Yikes, that's bad. Threlfall, Martins, Bachman, Barkowski, Renz. Having a -1 for that third group is not the end of the world. I think that's going to be the best alternative anyways. So that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Alright, Renz, Martins, Threlfall, Wyman. Moss, Ortiz, Renz, Martins, Moss, Threlfall, Wyman, Ortiz, Demers, Nicholas. I think it's going to have to be a defenseman in this case. That's fine. Who is our next best scorer? Is Wyman on there? No. So Wyman has 21, 13. $31. Demers, that's hilarious. Glenn, for the moment, still in. WOT Charlie, hello, thanks for tuning in. I think that was a home game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Whoops. And with these injuries, we're going to have to get through the first round of the playoffs. And we haven't even seen if we have more injuries. So, yeah, it might be tough. Of course, the game sets you up for failure like that. 36 and 31 versus Okay, so the Canadians are the lesser team, so we play Mykonov for the first one, Glenn for number 2, so after New Jersey, we'll do that maintenance. Okay, so we're upgrading, or not upgrading, repairing executive suites. It's going to be close for the timing, the playoffs, if it's going to be done before, but like I said, close enough is close enough. And again, we get no sales. So how are we supposed to have it meet that goal? There's absolutely nothing I did different. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to send forward. Okay, so New York is 35 and 40. Devils are way better. So Mykonov. Wait. Glenn game 1, right? Yeah. Whoops. Then Mykonov for game 2. And I don't understand. Every season we finish with a back-to-back. I wonder why. I wonder if that's actually like realistic to real hockey. Does that happen often for any number of teams? So we'll go and recap the regular season once I sim up to the playoffs. 52 wins. We'll go back and look at how many we actually did have. Oh, there's no break to the start of the playoffs. I thought there'd at least be a few days. Well, anyways, what were we doing? So that was an away game. But we have to to playoff pricing. Okay, so see, we had no. Oh, but wait, yeah, because we hadn't played at home since that last game. What I was gonna say is always remember to update your pricing because you see how there's that big leap in playoff pricing. Something important to remember. And then we put this all back up to the maximums that we've had previously. 262, 401 for this one. $513. And 674. My note here says to increase by 13 to start the playoffs. So because of inflation, it seems like that's the amount that it increases from year to year, but we'll see. And of course, we can always adjust after. So plus 13 is 75. Plus 15 is 416. Plus 15 is 28. And plus 15 is 89. So that's good. Nobody's playable. Puck control, passing. Yeah, and we won't want to play him ahead of time unless like those negatives decrease. Then we might. Him with the change to his skills, he actually would be playable. But we might not anyways. Concussion, yeah. And I don't even know if they'll let us use him early, so. Okay, so we'll go save. We'll recap the season. Oh, and that was pretty quick getting through the rest of the season, so we should, well, we will go through the playoffs now. All right, so first, we'll start with team stats for the entire league. So we finished first by a large margin, 21 points. Compared to our previous seasons, where does this one fall? So we were 59, 16, and 7. Where is that? 59, 16, and 7. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. So this is our fourth best season, which is pretty good. And having changed our, not our strategy, but like did it somewhat differently, more exaggerated, I guess you could say, or more along the lines of what we're supposed to be doing technically. So essentially, it had no impact on our performance, which means that the strategy is good. Goals for per game, best in the league by 0.34, which is good news. Best goals against by 0.18. So our differential was, what would that be? 1.73 if my math is right, which is pretty good. It's less than some of our other years, but still, I mean, 1.73 goal differential is quite good. Because if you're winning by basically 2 goals a game, then we should be in great shape for the postseason. But I've said that before and failed miserably, so we'll see what happens. Power play percentage, fantastic. 8.5 percentage points better than the next best. Penalty kill was essentially middle of the pack. And that's about that. Now, player stats. So Renz might have gotten most points in the league, but I have a feeling not. Oh, he did. No way. So we have the Art Ross winner from our team. Unfortunately, not the Maurice Richard, but that's still pretty good. Because I don't know how often we've had people win individual player awards and stuff. So for player stats, Renz was way better than expectations. We extended him, and he was quite expensive, but he's a franchise player. It doesn't show you his extension, but I think it was 5 years we extended him for 13 something million. I think it was just shy of 14, so it's expensive. It's not, it's within my range of what's acceptable at this, because based on inflation, 2040, that's probably a reasonable contract because we're almost at that now. So it has to be pretty reasonable. So anyways, it paid off to keep him, it looks like. Martin's, like, it is just such good value, 7 million. And what he's produced over the years is just unreal. So he had one off season, maybe two. You could actually he had a stretch where he wasn't that great. So he was great for a couple, and then he went down, and he skyrocketed back up to some crazy numbers for him. But the whole point was we extended him at that cap hit, and he was worth what we extended. And so I would have been fine if he produced what he had been producing, like 72 points and 82 with the 30 goals. It was worth it. But now he's producing even better. So what a stellar player in the value. Moss, we just traded for and signed. So essentially he's right on target with his previous seasons. Maybe a smidge lower, but that plus minus 41 is pretty stellar. He's 22 only, so I think that was a very smart and successful pickup. Threlfall, basically right on target. Bit lower than some of his other seasons, but still good enough. Wyman, free agent guy. Fortunately, he's going to expire at the end of the season, but he has better value with us than whatever we would have gotten. So, point per game, which is less than what he's done in some of his better years, but kind of right on average. For Obiev, we got rid of him and then picked him up again. Maybe a smidge below his recent performance, but within range, so that's perfectly fine. Demers, like, what a crazy pickup. League minimum salary, basically. We got him for 3 years, and he produced 66 points, 35 of those goals. That's like crazy. Ortiz we extended, and extremely disappointing once again. So it's almost certain that we're trading him in the offseason, especially with the young guys that we have coming up from the AHL. Like he's not important at all. We've even played him on the fourth line this season. So, and then same story with Nicholas, very disappointing, and he's been disappointing essentially since we got him. I mean, kind of like 63 and 82 is not bad, but 46 and 82 is not nearly good enough. Yes, only 22 and 20 respectively, but Taves right on pace with what he's supposed to do. Maybe less goals than normal, but that's fine because other people are producing. Sarno maybe a bit lower than what we want for production, but plus 69 is crazy. Right, very good on the fourth line, given what he is. And again, like league minimum kind of salary. Pickarainen, pretty much the same as Sarno based on if you prorate the performance, if you played a full season. Heward, pretty good. He was a guy we just picked up as a replacement for what was his name? Kiviharu or something like that. Anyways, perfectly good replacement. Did quite well. So happy with that. Sidhu, another replacement, did fine. Mayers, below what we would expect, but whatever. Linzen for fourth line, that's fine. Bachman, fine. Bartkowski, a bit low. And then Green came in for a few. I mean, -1's not horrendous. So, anyway, so altogether, goaltending. And I went to the wrong one. I was going to say altogether, everybody did kind of as expected, except for those two guys that I mentioned. So Mikhanov, from a win-loss perspective, is the same as Glenn, but save percentage is better, so he's going to be our closer. We're going to use that same strategy as previously. Win-loss, I think technically Gosselin's better. 20 and 4. It's basically the exact same. So I think what we'll do is you lose your out between Glenn and Gosselin for the start of the series, so the opener, and then Mikhanov comes in to close it out. Or if they both do poorly, then Mikhanov comes in anyways. So these guys are basically combined into one goalie, and then Mikhanov is going to be, like I said, the closer. So those are the plans. Oh, and I'm supposed to preview the series. So we're up against Boston. Well, I mean, previewing it's not going to really tell us much. We're, as always, a heavy favorite, but like what? We've gotten destroyed by teams when we're the favorite anyways. So they've got a negative goal differential. We're 1.31 goals for more. 0.62 less for goals against. Power play's way better. Penalty kill's better. So, I mean, clearly we're supposed to win, but we've lost to teams that are just as bad. So, let's see what happens. Oh, who did I put in net? Should have looked. Whoops a daisies. I guess it was meek enough. That's alright. Well, we won the game. So it's gonna be Glenn. My bad. So it appears as though the 13 is pretty close. So we'll go up by 3 for that one. 415 is probably the new maximum for this one. 527 for this one. Go up by 3 for that. So he can play with his fractured jaw, but he's not. His skills are too low with that injury, so we won't play him. Glenn won his game, which is good. Went up by 3, was it? Or 2? I forget. Yeah, it was by 3. We'll go down 1. That's correct. That's correct. Go up by 3 more for that one. Then Glenn goes back in. Glenn loses, so then that means Gosselin comes in. That was an away game. So yeah, he could play, but I'm just not going to. I'll let him get 100% before I do that. Man, his save percentage is bad. So he must have gotten pulled, and we still won the game that he started. That's not good. Wow. Robiev's back. That's good. that before the next game. So Gosselin won his game, which is good. And then now Mikanov comes back in. Our roster is fully healthy, which is good news. Oh yeah, because I was gonna say, should I send down the guy that we called up? And we should, because there isn't a chance of him getting claimed anyways, and to help out. Yeah, and he never played well. Those are playoff numbers, right? Yeah. And he didn't play well, so he's better not being scratched and better playing in the AHL. Alright, so now we gotta change a whole bunch of these. On that note, how's everybody doing? 6 points and 4, great. 5 and 4, great. 6 and 4, great. 2 and 4, not as good. But because of, 3 and 4 is good. 5 and 4 is good. So I was gonna say, because of his regular season, that he will just go to the third, but we might actually put him in the fourth. Because if Ortiz and Nicholas have done okay, then just roll with it. Lynn's in, -2, 1 goal. Right, 2 goals, very good. Is right better at faceoffs? No. Left shot. Okay. So Robia goes there for now. Taves goes there for now. 5 and 4, 5 and 4. Well, we'll go back to the regular season setup because we did well. 79, 75. So Ortiz center. Wyman left, Nicholas right. Looks okay to me. Ortiz and Nicholas, you better keep it up or you're going to get put down. It's just forwards. Yeah. Alright, now we gotta do all these again. Moss, Renz, Martins. Five assists. Power play point. I think number 2 condenses down to Ortiz. Then what? I forget now. At the very least, we know Vorobiev goes on. Yeah, I think that's what it was, Ortiz. Threlfall shoots left. Robiev. Threlfall. Taves Ortiz. Pretty sure that's what it was. Then Moss, Renz, Martins. I think it's Nicholas and Wyman. Who are we missing? That's good, that's good. Nicholas Ortiz, Wyman, Marshall. Okay, yeah, so that is right. Okay. Wait, why did this change back? I just changed it. Martins, Renz, Moss, and Wyman. How's he doing? 5 points. Thrill fall. Taves. Wait, Ortiz is a playmaker, so maybe we should put him up there. Just out of interest, I want to see what happens if we do this. No. Okay. Renz, Martins. Before I do that, how did we do on our penalty kill in the first few games? Power play's good, penalty kill is bad. So then let's do throw fall, Robiev, Wyman, Taves, Martins, Renz, throw fall, Robiev, no, Martins, Robiev. That looks good to me. Renz, Martins, Throfo, Robiev, Moss, Taves. Wait, what happened to the D pairings? I didn't do that. Are they correct here? So it just all of a sudden changed them? Or did I not correct those afterwards? Yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah, my bad. Mayer's Heward, wasn't it? And Bachman, Barkowski, pretty sure. Yeah. Martins, Moss, Thrill Fall, Robiev, Tees. Who goes here? Ortiz. Wyman. Nicholas. That's good. This doesn't matter, but I'll do it anyways. Goalies, Mikanov comes in. Pretty sure at least. Save that. So we played 4 games? Yeah. So then, yeah, it is Mikanov supposed to play. Oh, no, it was, yeah, 4 games to that, and then we won in 5. Cool. So, good. I would hope we would get past the first round. And I'm glad that we did. Let's go. Wait, we might as well just sim forward. So I think Ottawa was second place in our conference, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look at the team in the preview, but I think we're against maybe the second best team in the league. Could be. Parking is fine. Game tickets. To 277. Was that? I forget if I had to put upper bold down. I think so. Yeah, I think I did. Because what I went, where was it before? It was 262 plus 15 is 275. Plus 3 would have been 278. Yeah, so I think I went down 1. Okay, so then the only one still to adjust is executive suites, and so I went up by 3 again for that. Okay, should be no injuries. So since Glenn did poorly, we're probably going to go with Gosselin for 2. How did he do? He won. Save percentage was bad though. Do we give him 2 games? Yeah, since he won 1, and since Glenn looks like he was pulled. Yeah, he must have been if he's played in 2 or started in 2, and then didn't even get credit with the loss because we won. Or get credit with the win then. Yeah, so we'll go with Gosselin. We'll give him 2 games, even if he loses 1, and then Mikanov after that. Oh, and I was just about to sim forward. I forgot I'm supposed to preview the series. So Ottawa is this tied for second best. Well, I guess technically the 3rd best in the league, but point percentage is the same. What is that math? 0.38. So 0.71 goal differential, or sorry, not goal differential, goals for per game less, and then 0.28 more goals against. So our differential is definitely better. Power play is better. Penalty kill is slightly worse. So anyways, of all teams, it's basically our toughest matchup, which is a great thing about this divisional format. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Gosselin wins game 1. Good news. And it's good, all our maintenance is pretty high, so our pricing is kind of as good as it can get, essentially. Well, except for parking, but parking's not a big revenue driver. Why did this tank so much? So $6.97 is the high price for suites. Hopefully just $1 difference for whatever reason. Hopefully that'll get us back to sellouts. We'll keep Gosselin in. Keyword sprained ankle, May 12th. So I don't think that's too far in the future. Who do we have? So then Sidhu goes back to defense. Linson comes back in. He shoots left. Right shoots left as well. 4-4-2-2. So right's better on his off wing. I was almost going to leave it. How's Demir's doing now? So he's started to do better now that he's on the fourth line, which is good. It means, well, and yeah, Wright's doing well too. So it means that the fourth line is contributing, which is great news. Nicholas is still playing well. Ortiz is playing very well. And Wyman's playing very well. So our depth is really helping right now, it looks like. Sidhu, where are you gonna play? So he's got 2 assists and a -2 on the fourth line. So, I mean, it's not his role, so he's not expected to do too well. But I think for that reason, he's not going to be higher up in the pairings. Bachman's not doing that great. Barkowski neither. So I think we'll go back to how we had it. Like that. How's Mayer's doing? +4, but nothing. 6 points. 6 points. Wow, good for them. Okay, I think I remember how that gets adjusted. So it's Mayers, Barkowski, Sidhu, Bachman. Good. Mayers, Barkowski, Sidhu, Bachman. Oh yeah, -1. Is this a -1 with Vorobiev? No, so I think this gets corrected if I just flip the centerman. Sweet. Mayers, Barkowski, Sidhu, Bachman, and that's it for changes. Gosselin still, I'll have to go back. So he's got 2 wins. He has no losses. So 2 wins this round, but no losses in the previous, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go take a look at that in a sec. So the reason that that's relevant is for my decision on if we go with Mikanov now or not. What happened with all the attendance? Should have been fine. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's go back and we'll put it down by 2 for each of these since everything did so poorly. We only have 1 injury. So yeah, he's played in 3-1, 3, and his save percentage is fantastic. So we'll go back with him. Whether he wins or loses, it's Mikanov for the rest of the series. And then the only way he comes back in is if Mikanov loses 2. So he lost. So he should come out anyways. Or, I mean, it wouldn't matter anyways. He would come out. So Martins was injured for, I guess, just the rest of that game. So that's 4 days away to get Heward back, which is good news. Man, he must have played poorly because his save percentage tanked. So Mikanov's in. Oh, I don't need to save. Mikanov is injured for not too long, but it's basically for the rest of the round. So we have to rely on Gosselin and Glenn to get us through the round. Murphy's Law. It always happens that we have critical injuries. Did anybody else get injured? Doesn't look like it. Isn't he? Nah, he's not quite a rookie. I was gonna say we're gonna have to rely on a rookie, but not quite. Has he played playoff games in the NHL? No, except for this year. Let's see what happens. Oh, thankfully we won that game with Mikanov going out. Because at least now we're up 3-1. So between the two goalies, hopefully we can still get through the series. But yeah, I'm not happy about the injury. So Heward might be ready for next game, like after this one. Might not. I think it's in the air because the date is the same. So Mikanov got credit with the win because I guess he played more of the game. So it was late in the game that Mikanov got injured. So Gosselin, we need you to help us out of this problem. Thank you. So now we're on to the conference final. So, so yeah, we definitely have him for next game. I'll do that in a sec. Well, at least we're on a decent run because I think last season we lost in the first round again after having won the Stanley Cup. Yeah, I think we lost to Montreal in 7 or something stupid. And they were like the... What happened with our attendance? Because everything was fine. And they were like obviously the 8th seed since we won another President's Trophy. So, okay, Mikanov misses. Well, he doesn't play at the start of this series anyways, so that gives him time to recover. But anyways, I'm just happy that we got out of first 2 rounds. It's good enough success for me. But, of course, would like to win the Stanley Cup again. There was something I feel like I was supposed to do. Oh, glad I remembered. So the defenseman comes back in. So I have a bad habit of simming past when somebody gets healthy. Yeah, and Lindsay should come out anyways. Where's is doing great. Wright's doing great. So Sidhu. Wait. No, let's do Sidhu first. Oh, Barkowski's doing well. So we'll go back to where we were. Then I was just thinking I could technically play a third defenseman on the penalty kill since I'm dressing an extra D. Mind you, I think the forwards are still better, but a future thought if I decide to keep doing that I have that as an extra option. Did he turn it around? No, not really. So it's almost good having Barkowski with him since Bachman's not doing the best. And so I think if we flip this again, it goes back to being okay. Yeah, good. All right. So Mayer, Seward, Bachman, Barkowski. Oh yeah, Mikhnov's doesn't come in yet. Okay, so especially since Gosselin's done well, I think if he loses two, then yeah, we're just gonna go to Mikhanov, I guess. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna give Glenn another chance, even if Gosselin loses the first two. We won't. Well, yeah, Glenn won't come in at all. So, and then I'm supposed to preview the series. So Pittsburgh is a surprising team to come out of the Metropolitan because the Devils were a better team. So Pittsburgh is ninth best team. Positive goal differential, so at least they're not like a garbage team. So 0.18. So not that good though. 4.33 versus 2.96. So nearly a goal and a half for goals for that were better. Goals against 2.78 versus 2.60. So they might be second best they are second best for goals against. So If they can play well defensively, then they got a shot. Power play were better. Penalty kill are basically the same. So, anyway, so if this turns into a defensive series, Pittsburgh's got a chance. Um, Otherwise, I mean, again, with any of the teams, we're favorites, but this team, because of that fact, actually does have a chance. So we'll see what happens. Gosselin gets a win in game one. So having no experience in going into these playoffs, that's a pretty good bit of performance out of Gosselin. So happy with that, but unfortunately, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. We're probably not going to be able to extend him in the off season, but we'll see. Jeez, what's going on with the ticket pricing? It went from sellouts at the same prices basically to like nothing. Just makes no sense. Gosselin stays in. But that being said, so now Mikinov's healthy, or now that Mikinov is healthy, we will have him coming up as backup. And I just noticed he went up 1 overall, so he's developed even more, which is great. Nice, Gosselin. He's going to get game number 3 as well, since he hasn't. Well, I can't remember for sure what exactly the strategy was previously. I think it's first 3 games is given to the starter, series starter, and then the better goalie is the closer, and he gets the last 4. And then the only way that the starter doesn't get the first 3 is if he loses 2 in a row, I guess. So, yeah, because it would be game 1 and 2, he would be out. Game 2 and 3, he'd be out. And if it's game 1 and 3, he would be out no matter what, anyways. So, man, this pricing's not making any sense. Yeah, so anyways, that's the plan. But yeah, since Mikinov's healthy, he can go back up. Whoops. Sweet, we're up 3 games to nothing. Great start to the series. And I say start to the series, I never take it for granted because we've lost after being up 3 games to nothing, and we've won after being down 3 games to nothing in this game, so never ever take it for granted. It's maybe not so good that Mikinov's coming in cold, but whatever. We gotta do that. Injured again. Strained hamstring, June 10. Jeez. He comes in for 1 game. No other injuries, it looks like. Which at least it's only one guy. And also the fact that we have Gosselin playing well. Lost 7-4. That was an away game. No other injuries. So if he comes back June 10, geez, that's going to be in the... So wait, right now we're in the conference final. So that would be in the Stanley Cup final if he gets back in. But he might not even be able to play. So this is where that three goalie strategy is so unbelievably important. His save percentage isn't good, but he's been winning. So, and then we still got Glenn as another backup, but not ideal. Oh, are these playoff stats? Wow, he's doing stellar. So if we run into trouble, we might actually call him up. Interesting. Oh, and on that note, I don't think Green was playing. Did they adjust it, put him in? I guess so, they must have, if he's played. No, he hasn't played, so I'm glad that I did that. They mustn't have had any injuries then to start. How are these guys doing in the playoffs? These playoff numbers? Yeah, they must be. So he's nearly a point per game, which is great, and he's nearly a point per game, which is great. So, but now the question is, do I call up the goalie now in case we need to rely on him and we get him into a game? Because we're up in the series 3-1. We just lost one. There's no risks of waivers, I think, in the playoffs. And given how well this goalie's done, I actually have more faith in him than Glenn at the moment. So I really think that is a wise decision. Even if we lose, so to play in this next game, let's see. Because the Stanley Cup Finals is going to be over before Makinov's healthy. So I think in terms of risk reward, it's wise to play. So for one, it's wise to pull up that goalie. And second, it's wise to play him now in the series. So we'll see what happens. Again, we have Gosselin, I was going to say, to fall back on, but I mean, what's the difference really? We've got three goalies that amount to pretty much the same in terms of our confidence. Gosselin obviously at the top. But any three of them. So really doesn't make a difference whoever we play, not really. So we will, in fact, go with Barrett. That was an away game. Also, of all games to put him in, a home game gives him a smidge of extra support because theoretically you do better at home, so we'll see. So that means we won, and I am in fact very happy that I made that decision. I mean, I would have still been happy with the decision if we lost, but it makes it more positive since we won. I gotta remember to do Stanley Cup pricing now. So this is where again it changes. And it's been a couple years since we played. So this last time was 341. $354 we'll try. 464. 477. 569 is 582. And 733 is 746. So with inflation, so I basically just did it by 13 as I did with start the playoffs, which turned out right, and then tanked, which made no sense. But anyways, on that note, I should make myself a note. Just erase the other note. I'll just start from that previous year's pricing for next playoffs. And then that'll probably accommodate the inflation stuff like I did before. Let's just make sure this math is correct. So 341 is 354. 464 is 477. 569 is 582. And 733 is 746. Perfect. All right. Now in this series, since we won't get to play Makinov, we will start with the guy we called up. How did he do in his first game? 900, so not bad. And he won. So, I mean, Gosselin, his save percentage is pretty horrendous. But he's won. So we'll start with Barrett. And then we'll just do the same strategy. So 2 losses, you're out. We're not going to give Glenn a shot even. Should we give Glenn a shot? How did this guy do in the regular season? He was 887 with us. So no different than, except his save percentage was bad for being in the AHL. But the save percentage was more or less the same as Glenn, I think. So yeah, I don't think we'll put Glenn in for anything. We'll just ride these two. And then we're supposed to preview the series. So Vegas was 6th in the league. Goals for per game was point. What is that? 0.87 less, I think, if my math is right. Goals against was 0.33 more. So again, this series is kind of, they're similar in concept to Pittsburgh, where if it goes defensive, they've got a shot because they're so close to us in terms of goals against. Power play were better, penalty kill were better. So we'll see how that plays out. And yeah, so goaltending is kind of our Achilles heel for this final. Who knows how it's going to pan out, but we at least, well, actually, come to think of it, like I was saying, we have the 3 goalie strategy. Actually, we have a 4 goalie strategy at the moment. It was kind of just by chance because I left it for kind of a contingency thing, but it's also worked out in that regard where it's actually pretty decent setup. So anywho, let's see how it goes. Win for game 1. Hey, and it looks like our AHL team's in the Calder final, so that's good news for them too. And in particular, that's likely very good development for those 2 guys that we're probably going to use next season. So that's good news that they're getting more ice time and experience. So I was nearly right in the pricing. Let's go down $2 there, up 3. And it's tough, like when you don't make the final consecutive years to get your pricing right. So thankfully, it looks like I'm ballpark right in my estimates. And also, it's good that I record these things because if I didn't and I used whatever it told me to, I'd be missing out on, I don't know, probably many thousands, tens of thousands of dollars difference. So, anyways, 1, 2, 3 for this. 1, 2, 3. I think that's probably good enough. No new injuries. It so sucks. See, this is what I mean, like Murphy's Law. Now, thankfully, like I said before, it's just one goalie one player, and it's the goalie that's hurt. Of course, it's the best goalie, so that's less than ideal, but yeah, at least it's one person hurt. We might get more injuries, which, maybe I'm jinxing it, but I'm okay with that because we've been healthy pretty much the whole playoffs. So anyways, yeah. It's not the end of the world, but it's obviously this game, that they set you up to struggle. Thankfully, we had, like I said, contingencies and stuff, so. We start with 2 wins with the AHL goalie coming in relief, which is a relief. We'll play him in game 3 as per the strategy, and especially since he's won 2. So that's great news. Let's see about pricing. So I shouldn't have simmed for that many days. I'll do that maintenance. So I'm a day off on that maintenance. And it won't be done by the end of the playoffs, but whatever. Alright, so 352 looks like it is the perfect number. 480 still. We have room to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we'll try. 585. And the reason why I'm going to go up by 5s now is since we don't or we can't guarantee we'll be in the finals again, we want to at least get as close as possible. So I'd rather gamble and get less tickets sold just for future performance than undershoot it and then be way off on ticket sales total revenue in future seasons. So that is what we'll do. We've got only one, at minimum, one other home game, so we won't really know if we're off by too much, but it gives us something. And yeah, it usually seems, because since the upper bowl was close, it means that the others are probably relatively close. But of course, you don't know. All right. Sweet. The AHL guy. 4 straight wins now, including the previous round. And we're up 3-0, and then we'll play Gosselin. If he loses 2, then he comes out and we'll go back to the AHL guy. But, I mean, to be up 3-0, you're in pretty good shape. That was an away game. No new injuries, so we're lucky. And also it's saved on time, so I don't have to do a boatload of line changes. Cool. Gosselin in to close it out. And like I said, he has to lose 2 games in a row. Well, yeah, because if we win one, then he will have done his job. So he lost 1. I think it's at OT. So he goes in again. Even though the other guy did well, this guy is deserving of another shot. How is he done in terms of save percentage? 940. Wow. It makes me question putting Gosselin back in, but again, he did his role and he did a good job of his role so far, so he's very deserving to at least get another shot. So I hate how this thing comes up in the middle of the Stanley Cup final. I just simmed a game and it's like, oh, your ticket pricing. And I'm like, I don't really want to think about that right now. I'm kind of focused on winning a Stanley Cup. But thank you for the information. So 5 was not enough still. And if we won the game, then I can't try again. So let's just wait to see what happened first. Yeah, we lost. 2 OT losses. Oh, that sucks. Well, if we look on the bright side, which is hard now because losing 2 in a row when you're up 3 games to nothing is slightly concerning. But at least now we can test more pricing. Go up by 5s. Wait, was I? Did I go up by 5? I don't know anymore. Oh, I already did, I think. So I think it's supposed to be that. Yeah. All right, so since that AHL guy, um, well, and the story is that if you lose 2, you're out anyways. So, I know it's all riding on Barrett. He got us to this point in this series, so why not give him the chance to win it? And just before it, and not to uh, delay because I'm concerned about the outcomes, but so these playoffs, he was 7-2-2, but OT losses don't really count, so it's 7-4, and the other guy's 4-0. So I mean, Gosselin's done enough, but we should give this guy a chance. Ortiz is out with a concussion. Since we don't know the outcome, and sometimes you win, and they still tell you about the injury, what I'm going to do is just substitute in all lines, see the outcome, and then go change it after if I need to. Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't go and edit all the lines because we won the cup. Yeah. So we had last season disappointment, but I had a feeling that we had a good franchise, like a good roster setup, and I think last season was just a weird outcome. Uh, so yeah, I'm not surprised that we won the cup this season. So sweet. Now before I do any more simming, because I was tempted to, and now the problem is I can't do it. So what I was gonna do is send the if I switch. Ooh, it lets me. Maybe I didn't um I didn't do this in a previous season when I could have. So all the guys that are eligible to play in the AHL, I'm going to send down to the AHL. So that they can help the team. Can we send them all down? No, we're going to have to call somebody up. So call up people who are unimportant. Oh, why don't we just call up Glenn for one? So that's at least one guy. Oh wait, no, we want to be here. Who is not getting played? Season playoffs? No. Is there anybody that didn't play at all during the season? No. So we'll just take Connolly. That's still not enough. How about forwards? Preferably if there's any forwards that didn't play. How did this guy do? Oh, he did great. So he was one of the guys that we scouted, and it wasn't till late till we got him, and he actually did very good. Well, then who? Who are we going to call up? Is that? No, it doesn't do it. It's too bad. Yeah, let's call that guy up. And we will scratch you. Do best lines. So who? So we only brought Pickarainen. Oh, sorry, and Bachman. That's the other guy. As well as the goalie that just won us the Stanley Cup. Way to go, man. And depending on how long this series goes, we could... Oh, they're up 3-1. So it's good timing to send those guys down to help out. Whether it'll make a difference, I don't know, but no, it doesn't make a difference. Gives them more experience anyways. So we didn't win the Calder Cup, but we won the one that's more important. So it's good news. And I don't know if I saw right there. The cap might have jumped up by maybe 7 million. I can't remember what the cap was previously. I thought it was, I don't know if I'm remembering incorrectly, but it was 112. All I remember is I'm pretty sure it was 1-2 was the ending. And it just said 1-8 if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that Florida pick would have been great. It's too bad. Nobody on our team should have retired. Yeah. Any coaches from us? We lost Beaufait, and I can't remember what his role was, and we lost Eaton. So we got to replace 2 coaches in the off season, which is not ideal, but and we lost a scout. Before I do anything else, I'm going to save a duplicate. We don't have any draft picks. I'm just going to go into the draft to make sure, but I'm pretty sure we have nothing we need to do. 2041's next season. Cool, so we can get out of that. Okay, so we won't do any of the off-season stuff in this stream because I'm, for one, already over, and second, it's easier to do it all as one thing. We will, however, take a look at first the awards, and then we'll take a look at playoff player stats. So now we can add another Stanley Cup to our cupboard. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, now 8 Stanley Cups in 18 seasons. So I'm just shy of my goal of 50%. So I should have 9, but I have 8, which is fine. Because now if I can get on a roll, because I think we have a core at the moment for a few seasons. So we have a chance at winning a number of cups in a row. So we had one, then like I said, last season we lost in the first round somehow. And then we won just now, so that's pretty sweet. Another President's Trophy, which is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 President's Trophies in 18 seasons, which is so ridiculous. So that's pretty good. And then we obviously got the Prince of Wales for getting to the final. Individual awards, we got Renz with the Art Ross. And Wyman, funny enough, was the Art Ross winner the previous season. He was on our team, so that probably helped. Hart Trophy is Renz. Pretty sweet. Defenseman, this is the first season. I forget if Sagan was on our team when he won at the bottom there. But this might be the first season that we've had a defenseman win the James Norris trophy. Lady Bang, not us. Calder. We didn't have any rookies, I don't think. Conn Smythe was Renz. Vesna, not us. Jennings was Glenn and Mikanov. This I think we've won before, though. Masterton, Jack Adams. Kachuri is a coach? That's hilarious. I didn't know that. Selke, not us. Ted Lindsay, Renz again. Sweet. Oh, yeah, and so I wanted to see how our players did on an individual basis during the playoffs. So, Renz clearly was our best player. Martin's, man, is he ever, like, such good value. And he's been pretty consistently good in the playoffs. Under a point per game usually. But on our long runs, he's done, I guess, up and down. Yeah. But anyways, really well done this season. Moss, a guy we just picked up, like I've said. Pretty good showing for the playoffs. So happy with that. Threlfall, just shy of what I was hoping. Because again, our top guys are supposed to get a point per game. Playoffs, regular season, doesn't matter. But he's close enough. Nicholas kind of turned it around. We're still going to probably get rid of him. Vorobiev over a point per game, very good. Taves, point per game, very good. So our top two lines were basically exactly a point per game. So net well, in most cases actually exceeded expectations. Demers, this guy playing on the fourth line, and then got bumped up to the third during the season. But man, what a stellar player. That's awesome. Ortiz started off great and then tanked, so that tells me for sure we're getting rid of him. Pikkarainen, Sarno, Barkowski, everybody's kind of as they're supposed to do. So Pikkarainen and Sarno did better, or basically around expectations. And then Barkowski a bit below, Heward a bit below, Bachman well below, and the -2 doesn't help. Mayer's well below, Sidhu well below, and the minus is bad. So our third pairing was poor, but the rest was pretty decent for defense. And then goalies, Mikanov was great when he played, but he got injured. Gosselin got us wins, which really is all we can ask of him. And then Barrett was clutch for us in the playoffs. 9-3-8-5 wins when Mikanov got hurt. So lucky and sweet. So that concludes the season. And recapping the playoffs there. So we'll leave it there. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams on regular NHL content. That's going to be on Friday, covering the previous 2 weeks of NHL news. Be a Pro in franchise mode, have a temporary schedule that's in the About section of the channel. And again, just a reminder, plus or minus those times, I'm frequently an hour late for the streams. And theoretically, I could be early too, so just keep in mind. Any comments, leave them in the comments. Suggestions, likewise. And another Stanley Cup. Whoa, yeah. Okay, bye.